Number 1. Toyota Mini Land Cruiser. So Toyota is about to do something really interesting, and if you're even remotely into rugged SUVs, this one is worth paying attention to. We're talking about the upcoming 2026 Toyota Mini Land Cruiser, and honestly, it feels like Toyota is trying to bottle the soul of the legendary Land Cruiser and make it accessible for a whole new generation. Smaller, more affordable, more efficient, but still built with that go-anywhere attitude people love. Before we get into the good stuff, real quick, if you enjoy hearing about upcoming cars, off-roaders and future Toyota models, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps a ton, and it lets me know you want more videos like this. Alright, let's talk Mini Land Cruiser. Design-wise, this thing looks like a proper throwback in the best way possible. Boxy shape, upright stance, flat surfaces. It clearly takes inspiration from classic Land Cruisers while still feeling modern. It doesn't look soft or overstyled. Instead, it has that tough, functional vibe, like it's actually meant to leave the pavement. Short overhangs, chunky proportions, and a confident front end give it way more character than your average small SUV. Under the hood, Toyota is expected to lean heavily into hybrid power, which honestly makes perfect sense. The idea here isn't speed, it's efficiency mixed with usable torque for daily driving and light off-road work. Toyota's hybrid systems have a great reputation for being smooth and reliable, so this should feel easy to live with while still delivering solid fuel economy. It's basically built for people who want adventure without the pain at the gas pump. And yes, off-road capability is a big part of the story. Even though this is a smaller Land Cruiser, it's expected to offer legit off-road features like available all-wheel drive, good ground clearance, and drive modes for dirt, sand or snow. This isn't just a styling exercise, it's meant to handle trails, camping trips and rough roads without breaking a sweat. Inside, the Mini Land Cruiser is expected to keep things simple and durable, but still modern. Think practical materials, easy-to-use controls, and an infotainment system that doesn't overwhelm you. Toyota seems focused on making the interior comfortable but tough enough for real use. There should be plenty of space for passengers and gear, especially considering its compact footprint. Pricing is where this SUV could really shake things up. While official numbers aren't out yet, the Mini Land Cruiser is expected to come in well below the full-size Land Cruiser, making it far more attainable. If Toyota gets this right, it could become one of the most appealing adventure vehicles in its class. Compared to past Land Cruisers, this one is clearly more approachable. It's not a massive, expensive global tank. It's a modern, efficient, scaled-down take on an icon. And that might be exactly what today's buyers are looking for. Number 2. Honda CR-V. So if you're in the market for a compact SUV, or you just like keeping up with what's coming next, let's talk about the upcoming 2026 Honda CR-V, because this one is shaping up to be a really smart evolution of a vehicle that already does a lot of things right. At first glance, the 2026 CR-V sticks to that clean, familiar Honda look, but everything feels a bit more refined. The front end looks a little bolder, the lines are smoother, and overall it just feels more grown-up compared to older models. The shape is confident and modern, without trying too hard, and it still has that practical vibe people love. It's not flashy, but it looks like something you'd be happy to park in your driveway for years. One of the biggest talking points is the hybrid version, which Honda is clearly putting more emphasis on. The idea here isn't performance bragging rights, it's smooth driving and great fuel efficiency. The hybrid system is expected to feel seamless, especially in city driving, and it makes the CR-V an easy choice for commuters or families who want to save on gas without changing how they drive. Honda's hybrids have a great reputation, and this one should continue that trend. If you ever find yourself dealing with bad weather or heading out on a weekend adventure, the available all-wheel drive adds a nice layer of confidence. The CR-V isn't trying to be a hardcore off-roader, but it's more than capable of handling snow, dirt roads and light trails. It's the kind of SUV that fits real life. School runs during the week, road trips on the weekend, and everything in between. Inside, the 2026 CR-V is expected to feel more comfortable and more intuitive than ever. Honda has been doing a great job lately with simple, well-thought-out interiors, and this one follows that same approach. The infotainment screen should be larger and easier to use. The materials feel a bit nicer, and there's plenty of room for both passengers and cargo. It's designed to make daily driving stress-free which is honestly what most people want. Pricing is expected to stay competitive, which is key. The CR-V has always been about value, and even with the updates and added tech, Honda doesn't want to push it into luxury territory. That makes it especially appealing when you compare it to past models. It feels more polished and more efficient than older CR-Vs, while still staying true to what made them popular in the first place. Overall, the 2026 Honda CR-V looks like a solid step forward rather than a risky reinvention. It's smarter, more refined, and better suited for modern driving needs. If you're coming from an older CR-V or shopping around in the compact SUV segment, this is definitely one to keep an eye on as more details come out. Number 3. Honda Accord. If you've been following the mid-size sedan world lately, you're in for something exciting. The 2026 Honda Accord is on the horizon, and it's shaping up to be one of the most interesting updates in years. The Accord has long been a favorite for people who want a car that's reliable, comfortable, fun to drive, and just makes sense for daily life. And from what we're seeing so far, Honda isn't messing with a good thing. They're refining it. The first thing that strikes you about the 2026 Accord is the design. Honda has given it a sleeker, more confident look without turning it into something that feels trendy or overstyled. The front end is more sculpted, the lights are sharper, and the overall stance feels a bit more athletic than before. It's still clearly an Accord, that timeless silhouette, but it just feels more modern and a little more grown up. It's the kind of look that won't feel dated in a few years. Under the hood, Honda continues to lean into what they do best with the hybrid powertrain. The hybrid isn't about crazy numbers or headline-grabbing specs. It's about smooth power delivery, excellent fuel efficiency, and that effortless feeling when you're cruising down the highway. If you've driven a recent Honda hybrid, you know what I mean. It just works without drawing attention to itself. And with gas prices where they are, having that kind of efficiency without giving up comfort or performance is a huge plus. Now, if you're wondering about off-road features, well, this isn't an SUV, so don't expect all-terrain modes or anything like that. What the Accord does offer is a confidence-inspiring ride. Suspension tuning has always been one of Honda's strengths, and the 2026 model feels poised to continue that tradition. It hugs the road nicely, so you get a composed feel, whether you're on city streets or winding back roads, which makes everyday driving far more enjoyable than most people expect from a sedan. Inside, Honda has dialed up the refinement. They've clearly focused on making the cabin feel more inviting and user-friendly. Materials feel nicer, the layout is cleaner, and everything just feels like it fits together well. The infotainment system looks more responsive, and there's better integration with phones and apps, which is one of those things you don't always think about until you have it. The seats are comfortable, there's plenty of room for passengers, and cargo space remains generous. One of the reasons the Accord keeps winning over families and commuters alike. Pricing for the 2026 Accord is expected to stay competitive, which is key. The Accord has always been a car that makes sense financially. You get a lot of value without sacrificing quality. Compared to past models, this one feels like a more polished package overall. It's not a radical reinvention. It's more like Honda listened to what owners wanted and delivered a more refined, confident version of an already great car. When you put it all together, the sharper design, the efficient hybrid power, the comfortable interior, and the everyday usability, the 2026 Honda Accord feels like it's poised to remain one of the top choices in the mid-size sedan segment. Whether you're coming from an older Accord or you're shopping around in this class, this update is definitely worth a look. I'm excited to see how it drives once we get our hands on one. Number 4. Toyota Sienna. So let's talk about the 2026 Toyota Sienna, because this is one of those vehicles that's quietly becoming one of the most interesting choices in the minivan space. The Sienna has always been about comfort, versatility, and being a great family hauler. But Toyota is stepping things up in a way that feels fresh without losing what made the Sienna great in the first place. Right off the bat, the design feels like a nice evolution. It's still unmistakably a Sienna, kind of bold and purposeful, but it looks more modern and confident than before. The front end has cleaner lines, the headlights are sleeker, and there's a real sense that Toyota wanted this van to look as good in the driveway as it does on the highway. It doesn't try to be sporty or flashy, it just looks well put together, and that's more rare than you'd think these days. Now, one of the biggest talking points with the 2026 Sienna is the powertrain. And yes, Toyota is keeping it hybrid. This isn't just a checkbox on a spec sheet. It's actually one of the reasons the Sienna works so well. You get smooth acceleration, awesome fuel economy, and a driving feel that's calm and effortless. Whether you're cruising through town or heading out on a big trip, the hybrid system just makes everything feel easy. Toyota's been doing hybrids for a long time, and it shows here. It just feels refined. And for anyone wondering about what it can handle off the pavement, there's good news there too. The Sienna might be a minivan, but Toyota offers all-wheel drive on certain trims, which is great for those rainy days, snowy roads, or that occasional campsite run. It's not an off-road warrior by any means. You're not going rock crawling, but it's confident where it counts, and that's a huge plus for families who don't want to be stuck at the first sign of rough terrain. Step inside, and this is where the Sienna really shines. Toyota has clearly put effort into making the cabin feel more upscale and more comfortable than past models. You've got plenty of room for passengers in every row, easy-to-use technology up front, and thoughtful little touches that just make sense when you're loading kids, groceries, gear, you name it. The seats are supportive, the materials feel nicer than before, and everything just feels more intentional. Pricing for the 2026 Sienna is expected to stay competitive, especially when you consider everything you get: hybrid efficiency, optional all-wheel drive, and all that space and comfort. Compared to past models, this one feels like a more complete package. It's not just an updated minivan, it's a smarter, more refined one that feels ready to compete with anything else in its class. So, if you've liked the Sienna in the past, or you're just curious about a practical family vehicle that doesn't feel dated or boring, the 2026 model is definitely worth keeping an eye on. It's comfortable, efficient, and just feels like Toyota thought about the little things that... Number 5. Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz. You guys are not ready for this. Cadillac is bringing back an iconic nameplate in a big way, and the 2026 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing luxury cars we've seen in a long time. I mean, just hearing that classic Eldorado name again is enough to get any car lover's heart racing, right? What's cool about this new Biarritz isn't just the nostalgia. It's that Cadillac is blending that legendary style with modern luxury and performance in a way that feels fresh. The exterior takes cues from classic Eldorado elegance, with long, sculpted lines and bold chrome touches reminiscent of the originals. Yet it's totally contemporary, with sleek LED lighting and a confident stance that screams presence on the road. It's like classic American luxury got a 21st century upgrade. Timeless, but with real attitude. Now, Cadillac isn't just resting on retro vibes. Inside, the cabin is reportedly ultra-refined with premium leather, real wood and metal accents, and a thoughtful layout that feels first-class from the second you sit down. We're talking soft ambient lighting, spacious seating for 4 or 5, and all the comfort features you'd expect in a flagship luxury car. Heated and ventilated seats, plenty of tech, and an overall feel that's more luxury lounge than car interior. It's a place you'd be proud to be seen in. Under the hood, there are rumors of both traditional power and electrified options. Some sources say Cadillac could offer a powerful hybrid setup that blends strong performance with smoother efficiency, keeping the Eldorado Biarritz comfortable on long drives and responsive when you want it to be. That's the best of both worlds, power and sophistication. Now, I know what you're thinking. Off-road features in a Cadillac Eldorado? And honestly, this isn't really that kind of car. This is luxury cruising first and foremost, not an SUV ready for trails. But that's exactly what makes it special. It's for someone who wants elegance, refinement, and performance on paved roads, not whoops and rock crawls. Looking at pricing, the Biarritz is expected to sit up in the premium luxury segment, which makes sense given what Cadillac is packing into this thing. Think high-end craftsmanship, advanced tech, and top-notch comfort. It's meant to compete with other flagship sedans and coupes in that range. Compared to past Eldorados, this new Biarritz feels like a modern reinterpretation, taking the soul of those grand luxury cruisers from decades ago and giving them new life for today's drivers. It's elegant, it's bold, and it's turning heads before it even hits the road.